want to talk about one thing. Why did they pick Public Enemies of all things? Because like we hear about all this stuff that they're going to do as DC animated projects. Like I've been hearing forever they're going to do like Teen Titans Judas Contract, but never seen anything on it. And like the next one's like you said, it was like a Earth 2 or what is it, like the Evil Justice League,
the Injustice
like
Gang,
the Injustice Gang. No, the
Earth 3, I think.
Yeah, Earth 3. That's what it is.
Yeah,
they're doing that as a movie or something. Why did they choose Public Enemies of all things to make into an animated movie?
Well, Public Enemies was important enough to be the beginnings of the Superman-Batman comic, and I mean,
it makes sense because it's Superman and it's Batman. It's an excuse to get Tim Daly, Kevin Conroy to do the voices again, and Clancy Brown to do Lex Luthor, and it's a good story. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's just of all the stories you can think of that DC Comics has done, like you love Dark Knight Returns.
Absolutely,
you love it.
Yes.
Why would they choose Public Enemies over something like a Dark Knight Returns?
Because if they're going to do Dark Knight Returns, if they're going to blow their load, they're going to have to go in and they're going to have to do it perfectly. This is something they can kind of churn out. Same thing with Judas Contract. Judas Contract, even though I've honestly never read it, it's one of the most important DC stories of the 80s. Dark Knight Returns is one of the most important comic stories of all time. If they're going to do it, they have to do it well. That's something that's going to be a prestige story that they do.
Now there was.
Yeah, I mean these are. Go ahead, Dixon.
Yeah, this is quick. Two things that I had issue with was, well, one, does anybody remember Starfire having any lines in this movie?
She just floated there looking, you know.
But she did have a voice actor credit.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, when did she talk when I saw the voice actor credit?
And the other thing is to do with the art, and also is Starfire. They managed to screw up the gimmick hairstyle and basically make her look like she needed to shave.
Oh. Well, because her hair's not burning or something? Is that what it is? Or
It's just all kind of shaggy on the edges.
Yeah.
I mean, they were probably trying to go for that burning look without actually being burning.
Yeah.
It didn't come across that way, though.
Hey, just a quick correction. I said Injustice Gang. I meant to say Crime Syndicate.
Well, I knew what you were talking about, but I couldn't think what they were called either. But I don't even remember. It's been a while since I read Public Enemies. I mean, a long time. I probably read it back when it first came out, and that was it. But I don't even remember Starfire being in that story. Was she in it?
I don't know. It's not important.
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of important though, because because of the design. You think maybe this is them getting to use the classic design for Starfire versus the kind of real kiddie, from the Teen Titans. You think maybe that's why she was thrown in there?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think I'm with Ryan. This is stuff that DC is churning out to get revenue. They're not getting movie revenue, so they need film revenue. This is easy stuff they can throw together. It's pre-existing material. They write a script. They send it off to Korea. They have it animated. And then they throw it out on DVD, and then comic book nerds everywhere like us buy it and then debate about it like there's some sort of, huge thought process going on. I don't think there's that much thought.
Putting anything together, there's a huge thought process. And I'm certain that, of course, lots and lots of work went into this. We wouldn't have it if lots and lots of work didn't go into it. But it's not necessarily... It's not what they're putting most of their effort into. Honestly, they probably somehow put more effort into that awful Gotham Knights DVD.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, I hated it.
That's like the only one that I haven't liked that much. I don't know why they even did that, but okay.
Of course, you know why they did it. Dark Knight. Well, they wanted to capitalize on it.
No, not necessarily that. They didn't have to do the different short stories with the different anime creators.
Yeah,
they didn't have to do it that way.
They didn't have to do it that way.
That was the driving focus. In fact, before they even were marketing that as a prequel to The Dark Knight, they were just marketing it as Batman being directed by different anime creators. They weren't even advertising it as a prequel.
Whenever Marvel and DC try to get an anime or manga influence, like that was it the Final Fantasy producer or whatever did the Wolverine story.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But whenever they do it, it's usually a train wreck.
You mean like the Elektra comic?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? With Wolverine in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
Yeah, that was a train wreck.
I thought you were talking about like an animation or something. I was like,
No.
what is he talking about? Yeah, well, I don't know.
I mean, this is the same kind of thing they did like with Animatrix. I mean, as far
That's
as that
exactly
goes.
what they did with Animatrix.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Except the
But, I
Animatrix
mean,
was
and I-
marginally better.
and I don't want to take away. I mean, again, I don't want to take away from anybody's work on these DVDs, but I mean, you got to admit, DC's churning out a lot of these fairly quickly, and they're not doing a lot of ad campaigns for them. You know, they're not doing a massive ad campaign. I think I've seen a few ads for the recent one.
It seems like the ones
for the-
that are like original stories, they're heavily promoting. Like Green Lantern, for the most part, was like an original story. But with the ones that it seems like are existing comics that are just kind of getting adapted into a little animated movie, it seems like they're not advertising those as heavy. Like the Wonder Woman. I remember seeing advertisements for Wonder Woman a lot. And it's pretty much its own original story.
And it was awesome.
It was awesome. It's good. I'm serious.
So, do we have any more salient comments about Public Enemies? This is a packed show. Let's go
Yeah.
ahead and jump to the next topic. I think overall we all enjoyed it, but it's not the best.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
I like the voice casting.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
voice casting
yeah,
was
voicing was good.
Well, they always have good voices for their stuff. Make
typically
good choices.
But, Tim Daly, it was great to have Tim Daly back as Superman, and Kevin Conroy's Batman, of course.
Yep.
Okay.
And Clancy Brown's always a good time.
Oh, and the Amanda Waller was the same voice from Justice League cartoon.
Yeah.
I noticed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Clancy Brown, I cannot forget Clancy Brown. He should have been Lex Luthor in Superman Returns.
Yeah, that would be awesome.